Welcome to another video from Yenkna PCs. This time we're going to learn about a program for the Raspberry Pi called RetroPie. We're going to switch to it now. Okay, I'm going to let my AI assistant take over. Here you go. Take it away.
What is RetroPie? RetroPie allows you to turn your Raspberry Pi, Odroid C1/C2, or PC into a retro gaming machine. It builds upon Raspbian, Emulation Station, RetroArch and many other projects to enable you to play your favorite arcade, home console, and classic PC games with the minimum setup. For power users, it also provides a large variety of configuration tools to customize the system as you want. RetroPie sits on top of a full OS. You can install it on an existing Raspbian, or start with the RetroPie image and add additional software later. It's up to you. What is an emulator? An emulator is software that makes a computer behave like another computer, or in the case of RetroPie, a computer that behaves like a video game console such as the Super Nintendo. The RetroPie SD image comes pre-installed with many different emulators. Additional emulators may be installed from within RetroPie.
What are ROMs? ROMs are digital versions of game cartridges. Loading up a ROM in an emulator is the equivalent of putting a cartridge in a game console.
What is a BIOS? A BIOS is a small piece of software that tells hardware how to work. Many emulators emulate their system's BIOS, but others require you to supply a BIOS file. What hardware is required? Raspberry Pi A, A+, B, B+, 2, 0, or 3. For best performance, use a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B, Raspberry Pi case, optional but recommended, micro SD card reader. For installing RetroPie from your computer, HDMI cable or 4-pole RCA to 3.5mm cable. HDMI works best. Television or computer monitor, really any screen with HDMI or RCA ports, Wi-Fi dongle or Ethernet cable. Wi-Fi is built into the Pi 3. 5V T 2 amp micro USB power supply, 2.5 amps for Pi 3, USB keyboard and mouse. To get things set up, or you can use SSH, a USB game controller of your choice. How to install RetroPie? There are currently two versions of RetroPie. There is one version for Raspberry Pi 0 and 1, Model A, A+, B, B+, and there is a version for Raspberry Pi 2 and 3. If you get the error illegal instruction when it boots, or if it just boots into the terminal, you picked the wrong SD image or the image was corrupted on download or extraction. Once you have downloaded your SD card image, you need to extract it using a program such as 7-zip. You will extract the downloaded .gz file and the extracted file will be a .img file. To install the RetroPie SD image on your micro SD card, you may need a micro SD card reader to plug it into your computer. For Windows, you can use a program called Win32 Disk Imager. For Mac, you can use Apple Pi Baker. For Linux, you can use DD command or Etcher. Note: RetroPie is built on top of Raspbian, a Linux-based OS for the Raspberry Pi, and as such the partition on the SD card is ext4, a Linux file system, which is not visible on Windows systems, so the card will show up as a smaller size than usual and you won't be able to see everything on the card, but it is all there.
This is just a tutorial of showing you how RetroPie works and what files is needed for it to work. I take no responsibility of people downloading ROMs or BIOS files, and I'm not going to tell you how to download them either. You can go to Google and search, but that's about as far as I'm going to tell you. I hope you found this video educational. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and catch you later.